Hey guys, I'm Sean Hammond with PremierGuitar.com. We're at Winter NAMM 2017 in Anaheim, talking to Joe from EarthQuaker Devices.
Hey.
Joe, good to see you again.
It's really great to be here with you. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime, man. We love your stuff. You guys have 2 new pedals here in addition to this amazing amp we've seen before and this really cool guitar that's not yours, but I'm sure everyone's lusting after it. But let's get back to the Space Spiral. Tell us about it.
So our Space Spiral it's an analog voice digital delay. It offers about 30 milliseconds to 600 milliseconds of delay time. But the coolest thing about it is it's got a variable wave shape LFO in it, so you can modulate the delay. And this is great if you want to get like tape echo type sounds or even more wild, zany sounds out of it. It can do it all.
Okay, so let's run through the controls. There's time, repeats, mix, depth, shape, rate.
Yep, so the 6 controls, your delay section is up top, your basic time, repeats, and mix. The repeats, if you crank them up, it will self-oscillate, but in a controlled manner. And then the bottom has just a depth control, which is pretty much the mix of the LFO itself, in with the delay signal. And then you have the shape, which goes from sine wave to more of a sawtooth, all the way over to square wave. And then you have your rate, which is the standard speed of the LFO.
Now the shape knob, interestingly, it's not completely brand new or anything, but it's not like just a click shape. It's like morphing from one to another, so you're going to get sort of in-between sounds?
Exactly. So it's kind of a smooth transition between the wave shape rather than just like, hard sawtooth, hard square. It kind of has a nice little variance in that and then eventually arrives at full square.
Interesting. Do you want to play us a few different sounds?
Sure, yeah. Let's start with just the delay section and I'll mix the modulation in afterwards. There it is.
Do you want to show us what you mentioned you can get it into self-oscillation, but it doesn't get out of control?
Sure,
Can we hear what you mean by that?
Of course.
Now, if you just leave it at a set setting with the high repeats, are you like? Does it keep oscillating, but it doesn't take over, so you can still hear what you're playing?
If you were to mix that repeats control in so that it's just on the brink, almost like a tape delay itself, you just find that sweet spot where it starts to kind of run away, then you can kind of balance it by your picking dynamic, keep it in the background or have it jump up. Let me see if I can get it dialed in this loud NAMM room.
Very nice. All right, should we move next door to the Transmisser?
Yeah, let's do this. We did this one in late summer, and it's our resonant reverb. So what we wanted to do is make kind of a really nice, almost like a hall or cavernous, huge sounding reverb that's warm, but then we wanted to be able to actually have a filter sweep in it. So with the frequency knob, you can actually kind of have a cue that pops up, and it's almost like a notch filter, but instead of taking out or filtering out, it boosts. So let me just play it, you can hear it, and then I'll move the frequency knob, and you can check out how it sounds.
Blast off, man.
Pretty beautiful, yeah.
Now, the expression input, what can that control?
Well, you saw me having to actually, manipulate the pedal with my finger, and it's tough to play when you're using your fingers. So what we decided to do is tie the expression control to the frequency knob, so you can actually do the filter sweeps as you were playing, and that's great if you have like a picking pattern, if you're picking through something. Actually, would you be happy or nice enough to do it for me?
Of course. I feel like we're in like 2001 Space Odyssey or something. Very cool. How much were these going for, man?
I believe the Space Spiral is right around the 200 mark, and then the Transmisser is right up there as well, so they're the same price.
Cool. And they're available right now?
Yeah, it was something that we decided to finally get our feet wet with. Is actually now when we had release date for the Space Spiral, which was here for at NAMM, we already had the pedals shipped to our dealers. So as soon as we released it, you could pick it up rather than having to wait for a product to deploy from the shop.
Awesome. Joe, thanks for joining us. You want to tell people where to go online to find out more about these and everything else you guys do?
I would definitely check out Premier Guitar first off. And then just hit up your local dealer and see if they carry EQD. If they don't, have them contact us.
And go to earthquakerdevices.com too.
That might work too.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm Sean Hammond for PremierGuitar.com.